Ladies and gentlemen, big breaking news. It integrates with what I was covering last night on the Sunday show. During that 3-minute break, Matt Ryan came to me. He's linking to it up on Infowars.com right now. Headline, Dangerous Ideas. Give me a document cam shot, boys. And it's on Huffington Post with a video and at Big Think with this individual calling for putting lithium in the water to make you behave yourself. And they have video of it. And I just put out the video, Food, the Ultimate Secret Exposed. We've got to get that out to everybody. And here's an ABC News article. Bioethicist and media historian Jacob M. Apple, and he's in the New York Times calling for it. And so Big Think's talking about it, and so is the Huffington Post, and they're talking about it like it's good. They're getting the public ready for lithium in the water, which is an antipsychotic. I can't even continue here on air right now. I mean, they're just out in the open. We're living in a nightmare. I just can't believe it. Time will reveal whether lithium is indeed the next fluoride. Far more important is the revolutionary prospect of harnessing the common water supply to deliver life-saving and health-enhancing therapies to the public at low cost. We covered the other bioethicist just saying this on Sunday with Aaron Dykes' article. Will you guys print me that, Aaron Dykes' article? It's bioethicist. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oxford professor calls for drugging water supply. And then he says they want to put Ritalin, Prozac, lithium in the water. And then here's the bioethicist and medical historian for I can't even deal with this anymore. Hey, I need the URL on this article. For some reason, it chopped off. Is this the Huffington Post or is this ABC News? Okay, because it says ABC News right there. Need to somehow get... to rant and rave about this isn't even the proper response. I'm dumbfounded at this point. This week's New York Times Magazine draws attention to an article in the British Medical Journal of Psychiatry that has been the talk of bioethical circles since May, when researchers at Japan's Odai University reported that communities with increased levels of lithium in their drinking water suffered a significant lower incidence of suicide because they're mind-numb zombies. The Japanese data confirmed a previous study of drinking water in Texas that found a decreased incidence in both suicide and violent crime in counties with higher than average amounts of naturally occurring lithium, like El Paso, I would add. And then they go on and propose it, and that's the New York Times doing that. It's the food, it's the water. They're already doing it. Just like they were already had private spies spying on you decades ago. Now they admit it. I'm going to try to collect myself here because I'm horrified. I'm enraged. I'm sick of these arrogant creatures, these control freaks, the scientific dictatorship. I just love my children so much. They're so innocent. They're so good. And I have to go to so much trouble to try to keep them from drinking poison water and poison food. And these bastards, these criminal scumbags, are just running rampant. And you've got a drugged-out population that can't get angry because they're on stinking drugs putting the water in the food, like bisphenol A, sodium fluoride, lithium, all of it. And the guys have found a video of this bioethicist and medical historian in the Huffington Post and the New York Times Magazine promoting it. I'd love to get Apple on this show. And I just know when people grab this video off prisonplanet.tv from this live show, when they put it on YouTube, there's going to be these mindless zombies on lithium and Prozac and bisphenol A and fluoride and mercury just giggling and laughing and lying about me and attacking me, and I don't hate them. I feel sorry for them. They're just hateful, brain-damaged zombies, and they're just going to attack me, and they're going to say this guy isn't even real, and they're going to say bisphenol A is good for you and that irradiating food is good, and they're going to say that the silicone they're putting in most processed foods that admittedly gives you cancer is good. Why does this have to happen? Why can't we wake up? Almost everybody I know has got family who's young dying of cancer or getting cancer, or they're getting macular degeneration from the sodium fluoride, the mercury, and the aspartame. People are going blind all over the place. Diabetes is off the charts. There's kids all over the place dying of cancer, and I have to sit here and have eco-science written by the White House science czar talking about drugging your water. I've got to read top bioethicist. I mean, imagine the New York Times promoting how good lithium's going to be in your water. And the guy goes on to say, if you don't like it, you can just drink bottled water. Yeah, with bisphenol A. I'm looking forward to the day when I could sacrifice whatever specious liberty claim I might have in consuming natural tap water in order to help save the lives of my neighbors and fellow human beings. That's a quote that this bioethicist says about, that's like this other bioethicist, the Oxford professor, says it's cognitive boosting. And it's like that CBS piece where they say mercury's good for your child and will improve them. They mean it's an improvement to make you a brain-damaged zombie that serves them. See, it's all lawyer speak. It's all little sick jokes where they think you're so dumb and already so drugged and so passive that they can come right out and say, we're going to drug your water supply when they're already doing it. And we're going to do it for your own good. I'm just going to take calls on the immigration issue until I settle down, because I almost tumped this desk over a minute ago. I almost threw the microphone across the room. I almost ran outside, and I almost started knocking on doors of other businesses saying, look, they're drugging the water. That's a normal response. It's like 5 years ago, Google came out and said, we're using the microphone on board your computer and the camera to watch and listen to you. But it's okay because computers are doing it, creating keyword data files. Imagine if somebody came to your door, knocked on it, and said, I want to put cameras in your house watching you. You'd say, get out of here, you maniac. But they come out. They admit that it's 20 to 50 times, depending on the system, higher radiation in these naked body scanners than what they'd said, and it's going to cause cancer. That's John Hopkins, you name it, reporting it. Suddenly, all over the country, they're turning up the brain scan systems on high, and everybody's hair's falling out, and they're getting cancer, and they just admit it. They're just killing us left and right. That's all I think about. I had nightmares about this last night. And that's normal. You got a bunch of sicko control freaks poisoning our water and killing us. And I got family who I can't even get to stop drinking Diet Coke. Even though they know it's true, they're so addicted they can't stop. And people say, well, look at you, you look like you're a few pounds overweight. What the hell does that have to do with it? I know I've got problems. I know I do unhealthy things. I don't eat fast food unless I'm on a road trip and it's all there is in some small town, and I always feel sick after I do. I try to eat organic. I try to help my children. What does it have to do with me? Why, when I warn you, do you mentally ill people out there then say I'm bad? I'm not talking. I care about the people we've already woken up, but I really care about those who won't listen to me. They're drugging your water. Lithium is a toxic heavy metal that's also deadly and has serious health side effects. It's a hardcore chemical lobotomizer. People wonder why the public's not more upset, not more angry by trillions being stolen by criminal banks. And the airspace being closed, so Chelsea's marrying the son of a criminal mob family whose dad's in prison for ripping off taxpayers, a crook congressman, and millions of dollars, $6 million of tax money to pay for it. Let them eat cake, as Dr. Paul Craig Roberts' latest article talks about. I mean, it's too much. A bunch of arrogant, bug-eyed scum thinks they can drug our water and surveil us and militarize the police against us. and train the police to take on the American people while the cops are having their water and their food poisoned too. Don't you understand that, men and women? We're all in this together. This isn't about black and white or Hispanic or Christian or Jewish or German or Chinese. This is about a scientific dictatorship that thinks you're so stupid they admit they're poisoning your butt. And suddenly there's bioethicists all over the news. Every day, new mainstream articles saying, we want to put lithium in your water. I got news for you. We've already caught them doing it. We've got to have a normal response to this. But we're just comfortable drinking our water, eating our GMO food. We're just comfortable, eased into this. We go home, we watch our television, we watch our sitcoms, we watch our dramas. You go to the bar, you get drunk, you just let your kids go to school and eat all this crap. Why can't you wake up? Because you can't admit how serious it is. Because I know, I mean, it's freaky. It's scary. It's crazy. It's crazy. Don't you understand cancer's off the charts? Don't you understand diabetes and every other degenerative disease is off the charts? People are getting Alzheimer's at 25 now. They're killing us. I want to stop them. Ugh. So we have mainstream media all over the place. I mean, I found 5 articles in the last 10 minutes the guys have where it's all over the news saying, well, if it stops just one suicide, shouldn't we put lithium in the water? Fluoride has similar effects. It is a toxic chemical that brain damages you. And we'll go to some calls, and then before this hour ends, I'll play this clip of this scientist, bioethicist promoting this. And we wrote another article about this over the weekend. Oxford professor calls for drugging water supply, and I covered that on last night's show. A separate professor, one of the top bioethicists from that prestigious university. Folks, they're already doing it. We've already caught them. It's so incredible. And that's why people are so passive. You don't have a right to forcibly drug me because you say it's liberal and loving to keep me from being violent, so I put up with the bankers raping me while you build up a paramilitary force against me and my family. So I'll go along with your wars. Then they give aggression enhancers, Wired magazine reports, to the troops to offset the fact that they've been made servile, just like they are now. The police chief in Fort Worth is promoting anabolic steroids, testosterone, for cops because they're so emasculated from the water, they pretty much need it. You understand? They are drugging us to be submissive, and then they tell the cops you got to take roids to offset it. They're drugging us. And Jaron made the point that even if they claim this is moral, you don't say everybody in the country's got to eat peanuts because it's going to kill hundreds of thousands who have violent reactions to it. But that's not even what this is about. And the video of this guy from Big Think, and I'm glad Big Think is criticizing him. Dangerous Ideas is the article. They got an interview with him. I'm going to get them on. I'm going to try to get Mr. Apple on. He has that wanting, control freak, jelly look to him, just like Congressman Pete Stark. These weirdos, these control freaks, always have this, hi, I want to help you. It's going to be real good. Government health care, don't be racist. Open borders, banker bailouts, don't be racist. Don't mind all the militarized police we're massing. We're your friends. Everything's fine. Drink the water. It's moral. You'll feel better. We need to enhance you with an antipsychotic that lowers IQ on record. Then you won't. And remember, these same people have now developed on record, I've been covering this for close to a decade, vaccines. Search the term vaccine to cure alcoholism, vaccine to cure heroin addiction, vaccine to cure nicotine addiction. And it creates viral plagues, viral virus attacks in the ports, in the uptake sites in the cells for endorphins. And these drugs mimic different types of endorphins in the receptor sites. And the viruses go in and literally, selectively are tailored to eat brain cells.